Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Lisa Thompson here of the Digital Marketing Doctor, and welcome to another edition of The Doctor is In. I apologize for not having a hangout last night because I went out and had an unexpected, uh, wonderful time spending with my mom and my aunt. We went out shopping right after I was done with work, and then that had such a good time shopping, and then we went out for dinner that by the time I got home, I was just too pooped to pop and had to take care of some other things too. It just goes to show sometimes that family comes first, and so I relish the time I get to spend with my mom and my favorite aunt. But tonight, I wanted to share with you something that's really important, and I want to share with you what I'm going to be doing for the next 5 months. And one of the reasons, another reason why I couldn't get on and talk with you guys last night and do a live hangout was because at 8 o'clock I was on a webinar training where, quite frankly, I am just so excited of what is going to be coming down the pike. As for most of you know, I am with My Lead System Pro, and I cannot say enough about how this company has helped me grow my business since I joined back in May 5th of 2013. So it's been about 6 months, and I have had such wonderful success with My Lead System Pro as far as generating leads, generating sales, and becoming a professional marketer. They had on their free Wednesday webinar training, they had on 3 of their biggest leaders, Diane Hockman, Steve Jaff, and Rob Ford. And they gave just these 10-minute talk on this webinar around that time. It was supposed to be 10, but it wound up going to about 20 because they were so excited about sharing different little things that they do to grow their business. Now, Diane was up first, and Diane was just absolutely, she is one of the most amazing marketers I've ever met, and she has been my mentor. She's the one that I've been alluding to since I started these Hangout podcasts. And she shared how she was able to win 2 affiliate contests, and each of them were $10,000. So in the span of 2 months, she won $20,000. She is a master promoter. And so she was sharing, she shared some phenomenal tips on how to promote an event. And basically what she does is she doesn't promote the event or the launch that everybody, she's promoting everything but what that main launch is. Let me give you an example. Let's say you were launching a widget, and this was the greatest widget that was going to hit internet marketing. Everybody is promoting this widget. What Diane does is she takes a different take on it where she promotes the bonuses that she is going to give if you buy this widget from her. It's kind of like the Sports Illustrated method. You guys all have seen, right after the Boston Red Sox won the World Series or whenever there's a Super Bowl, you see these commercials where Sports Illustrated will say, get the world champion package. So for we'll just take the Boston Red Sox. You get like an autographed baseball, and you get this commemorative leather-bound edition that has all the articles about the Boston Red Sox for the year and during the playoffs and World Series. Then you have some other goodies, and then they throw in the swimsuit issue. And the whole time during the commercial, they're talking nothing but the bonuses. And you don't realize that you're talking, they're not even mentioning the subscription to Sports Illustrated. They maybe say it in about 5 seconds, but the rest of that 2-minute commercial is nothing but the bonuses and the value that you're going to get. And that's kind of what Diane was talking about. And Diane was, just saying what you're going to give to these guys with so much value that it's going to set yourself apart, that people, they're not going to want to buy from anyone but you. Then, excuse me, my mind is just so full of excitement right now. I'm just trying to organize my thoughts. And then right after she was on, Steve Jaff came on. And Steve Jaff is just somebody who knows everything about webinars. And he's able to sell, he made a $10,000 in one night selling, what was it, a $297 product. And he shared his technique. Basically what it was is that he, how when people send out emails saying, well, in 3, your webinar is in 3 days, just make sure you go there, and it's a very generic. He personalizes his follow-up and countdown to the webinar, where he creates the sense of major urgency, and it gets people to, the scarcity principle, that they're afraid they're going to miss out on something. And then finally Rob Four came on, and Rob Four is just, this man knows everything about search engine optimization, and he came in and gave a talk about how you can, these different strategies for building up with SEO. Now, I didn't get a chance to hear Rob talk because at this point, the webinar was getting kind of late, and I was just starting to nod off, and sadly, I couldn't believe I fell asleep, but I was just so beat from the day. But what I wanted to tell you is what they were talking about and what they really wanted people to do, and they're offering this to people, is an immersion. This is an immersion where you can learn how to, for 5 months, be with the best of internet marketing, and come out and have more success and really be a leader in your field. Now, this is what I refer to it as. This is going to be like your chance at getting a doctorate in results or a master's degree in internet marketing. Because what they're going to be teaching you, and it's an immersion experience. It's a 5-month immersion experience. So what a lot of times people tend to have problems with, and this was something that I had struggled with, is that when we want to start an online business, we feel that we have to learn everything that we need to know about before we can start taking action, because you don't want to make a mistake. Well, what happens is we become these professional students, and we really don't take what we've learned and we apply it. And so being that student becomes this fallback excuse, and we get into this comfort zone with that. And I was just thinking the other day, when, I'm a speech language pathologist that's my primary profession. And I remember when in my master's degree program, and what happens is when you become a speech therapist, throughout your bachelor's, you are taking up pretty much a lot of your core courses, and then by your junior and senior year, you start they start introducing you to some clinical rotations where you actually have to start taking the knowledge that you're learning and applying it with patients and clients. And by the time I was in my master's degree program, especially in my final year, I was doing nothing but clinical rotations, student teaching in a school, doing a clinical rotation in a clinic, doing another rotation in a rehab facility. And the purpose of those is to immerse ourselves into the practice. I mean, it's one thing, when you're learning the textbook knowledge, it's another thing to go in there and apply it. And so when you are, they do this in student teaching, they do this with people in med school, and they do it with some of the trade professions, where you learn the best when it's hands-on. And I'll tell you, when I went through my clinical rotations, I learned more by doing in those clinical rotations than I ever did by sitting in a classroom in front of a textbook learning and receiving lectures from the professors. So with internet marketing, what My Lead System Pro did is they decided, we need to take our leaders and kind of make them like a faculty, and let's have them create an immersion experience with people who want to work with them. Now, you're getting this amazing faculty who charge thousands upon thousands of dollars for private consultation, and they're willing to come in and they want to work with you for 5 months. Now, let me just share with you what will be happening when you become part of this immersion. You're going to have a different person come on, and they're going to do like maybe a 2-hour webinar on a specific technique that they haven't shared before with anybody. And these are techniques that they are using right now that are giving them results. Then what happens is they're going to give you a homework assignment where you're going to actually take that technique and you're going to do it. And what happens is then the following week there's going to be a Q&A session, and they're going to provide you feedback. And there's also going to be a place where there's a private Facebook group for people who are in this leadership journey where you can leave your, where you can be in contact with the faculty and they will give you, that real-time feedback and correction. This is an immersion experience where they're going to be accessible for you. And I'm stepping up and I'm doing this because I believe in that value of immersion. This immersion is going to totally, for me, it's going to be something that I know that it's going to take my business to the next level. I have been in an immersion with Diane Hockman since July. And I will tell you that since I was with her Attraction Marketing Intensive, I also, through her, was able to watch her go through the 2 launches and watch how she worked those. And she was able to provide me such amazing feedback. And it was corrective feedback. And what it was is, that, she's one of the best in the business. And for her to, tell me specifically, where I was, I was still focusing my time over here. She needed to pull me back and have me focus in another area and focus on this path. And I'll tell you, it was just totally, and it was totally wonderful because I was able to see through that guided correction. Okay, and sometimes it was like, and Diane's very honest. She's, that's one of the things I love about her. She's so brutally honest and she doesn't mince words. And what happened is I applied her feedback, and I wound up generating leads and sales. As a matter of fact, I had one of my first successful launches back at the end of September where I was never successful before with a launch just by using the techniques that she was sharing with me. And I really want to continue working with her in an immersion experience. So for me, that is what I'm really looking forward to. So let me tell you what is going to be happening and how we're going to, what the leadership journey consists of. So basically, you're going to have 10 leaders that are with My Lead System Pro, and these guys are the best of the best. They're kind of like the top gun of internet marketing. So you're going to get over 40 hours of live coaching and webinars, and they're going to be 100% committed with creating your success story and teaching you how to brand you and how to be making a profit. Okay, there's no guaranteed income claims, but if you apply what they're going to teach you, your chances for making a profit are going to increase. Okay, and so what will happen is that every single webinar will be recorded, so if you had to miss, you'll have a chance to watch it again on a replay, and you can go back to it too if you ever get stuck on something. And so I just want to point out who are the leaders. This is Diane, and Diane Hockman. She's been my mentor. This is Rob Four. He is our the resident SEO expert. This is Michelle Pesco-Salido. She is the her specialty is Facebook and running Facebook ads. This is Ray Higdon. He is one of the best when it comes to writing blogs. And this is Bill Pesco-Salido, that's Michelle's husband. He is the best if you would like to learn more about how to use recruiting via the phone. This is Steve Jaff. He's one I talked with you and mentioned about in the webinar earlier, who works and does webinars. And then down here, this is Frank Marino and Mark Harbert, and they are the experts with YouTube and video marketing. So as you can see, you've got a whole range of marketing expertise, and where you could, do you have to apply everything that you can learn from them? Not necessarily. You could probably start with learning from one of them, and that can be enough to grow your business. But in this immersion journey, you're going to have access to all of them. And that's what's the real cool thing. So basically what Diane is going to teach here, and this is some of the offerings she's going to have, is to learn how to promote so your videos get viewed, your posts get read, and your webinars stay packed. And you're going to create this vicious circle of success by getting people to talk about you and your offer months after the event is over, your webinar is over, or even months later after you created your blog. Then we have Rob 4, and Rob 4 is there's a triple hoop system where you can learn how to generate free traffic, leads, and sales. And he has this 30-minute sniper site, which is something I can't wait to learn about. And because I'll tell you right now, SEO is not my strong suit, but the fact that I'm going to have the best guy in the business as a faculty member that's going to show me how, yeah, I'm going to definitely be wanting to learn from him. And then we have Michelle Pesco-Salido, and she's going to teach you, and this is something I have not done yet, and that is with Facebook ads with pay-per-click. And what she has, and she knows there's a specific strategy learning how to analyze your target market. And what's cool is they're going to create an ad together. So that's going to be one of our homework assignments. Think about that. You're going to have the best in the business teach you how to do a Facebook ad. Now, then we have Ray Higdon, and Ray is the best blogger. So learning how, and he averages 350 free leads a week. And he teaches the 4 stages of blogging. So learning how to structure your blog is another great way, because that blog is going to be, that's going to be something that is a very passive activity there. You could be generating leads and sales from content you've created, months ago. And if people find you on the search engines using Rob's techniques, you're going to wind up having, there's no way that, how could you not profit? And then we talk about with Frank and Mark, and they have what the great thing about Frank and Mark is that you do not need a techie background to do any type of video. You don't need to have all this expensive video equipment. They're going to teach you how to put it together with just even using your smartphone, which is just really cool. And they are the funnest guys to learn from. I mean, I have learned so much from them just on the free trainings they do with my Lead System Pro weekly Wednesday webinars. And then we talked about here with Bill, Michelle's husband, and he talks about how you can get over the fear of talking about business on the phone with somebody. It's very funny how we all, we can pick up the phone without thinking and ordering a pizza. We can pick up our phone without thinking and talk to our friends or to our family. But the minute we were going to pick up the phone and try to talk to a prospect online about a business, that phone suddenly weighs like 200 pounds, and we're just afraid to take any sort of action. And so he is going to share with you a script that he uses that will help guide your prospect through the recruiting process. Then we talk about with Steve Jaff, he's going to teach you how to use webinars. And webinars really are the way to go when it comes to really selling your product or really giving value and doing like a teaching webinar to your customer base. So he's going to teach you how to, where he used his tricks, to make a $10,000 payday for people buying and they were spending a $297 product. All right, so that was really cool. Then there's Brian Fennell, and he is going to teach you how to do copywriting. One of the things is with copywriting, like if you're going to be copywriting via email, you're going to be copywriting for a squeeze page, or you're going to be doing some copy for your blog or for webinars. He's going to teach you the trigger words to say that are going to get, the attendees on your webinar or your readers on your list or the subscribers to your blog that are going to want you to buy your stuff and join your team. And then finally, there's Norbert Orlowitz, who is both Brian and Norbert are the founders of My Lead System Pro, and and Norbert's going to give, he's kind of a visionary, and he's going to talk about how you can, he'll probably be, I believe, from what I could understand, he's going to be the first in the faculty of giving the talks, and just kind of talking about how to control your emotions through this journey, making sure you have balance between your family and your business life, and really coming up with the why of why you're going to be doing this, who you want to become in the process, and the outcomes you want to see. So Those are going to be the things that this faculty is going to be talking about. Now, what they're also going to be giving you when you take this immersion is, in addition to the 5 months and 40 hours of coaching, you're going to get that private interactive Facebook group. You're going to get the coveted, there's a My Lead System Pro training library. Now, in the back office of My Lead System Pro, the training is pretty extensive. Let me just show you back here what the training is. And so I'm just going to bring that up here. And here we are. And look at the back office here for the training. We have training in Facebook marketing, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, content marketing, paid marketing, prospecting, and then what they usually have down here is always the weekly webinar recordings. And it only goes back to about 3 weeks. So if you become a member of the immersion, you're going to get the entire training library, and that is including trainings and the weekly webinar recordings, I believe since 2008, I think, or it might be earlier than that too, but I know it's since My Lead System Pro was founded. All those recordings, all those webinar trainings and courses are going to be made available to you. You're also going to get 6 months of Webinars on Air Premium. And Webinars on Air is probably the best software for webinars. I have a subscription to Webinars on Air, and I can tell you right now what it does is it uses the Google Hangout platform. And the cool thing about the Webinars on Air is that it has interactive, it has a buy feature in it, so you can set up, whatever you're going to be promoting. You can put in a buy button with your link, and people can start buying your stuff. So it is an amazing, amazing tool, and it is so easy to use. Then they're also throwing in, now My Lead System Pro has these amazing lead generation courses. And so I'll just take you to the store here. And I believe there's a caveat with the Marketer's Mastery Pack is probably the only one that you can't get. But you can come back to the My Lead System Pro store and you can purchase a lead generation course up to $300. So as you can see here, this is Marketer's Mastery Pack is the only one that you could not buy. But down here you have two Traffic Mojo. This is Frank and Mark's product, which is they really go through the base, how you can really structure and rank your videos on YouTube. We have Authority Content Profit System where you can learn how to do backlinking. This is Rob Force Predatory SEO, where that is you really want to get to the nuts and bolts of SEO marketing. And then they have some of the other Live the Dream information. I don't know if I think you can get that. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask a question about that. But I know for sure Tribal Syndication. This is another great, when you want to learn how to syndicate your content. And then they also have in the back, there are some other, there's one with the 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge, which is I cannot recommend highly enough. I talked about that on a past Hangout. And there are going to be some other great courses that you might have the chance to get. And then they also have, and Brian Fennell is just putting the finishing touches on his course, which will be made available, and that's with Copywriting Mastery. So for 5 months, you're getting almost $24,000 worth of value. And I'm going to just show you down here what the cost is. Now I'm going to tell you right now, guys, it's not one of those where it's very cheap. this is going to require a commitment on your part. And I'm just going to scroll down. And this is only going to be made available now until, it says Wednesday, November 13th, but what happened was at the webinar last night, there was some, Google was being kind of wonky, so they wound up extending this leadership journey until tomorrow night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So I really encourage you guys, if you can look here, for 5 months, this is your opportunity to totally change your outlook for 2014. I talked about in a past webinar or Hangout how what I learned from Diane is that the marketers who are extremely successful at the beginning of the year is dependent on what they do the previous year from the summer and fall. So right now, here we are. It's 2 weeks before Thanksgiving here in the United States. There's 6 weeks left in the year. Why don't you start making the commitment and get going now and set up that momentum so that when you hit 2014, you're going to be off and running to the races. This is by far, what you get with My Lead System Pro is something that I have never experienced before, and it's been so positive. The leaders are so accessible. They are there and they are totally invested in your success. They are committed to raising up the new crop of leaders coming out. And that is something that to me is just so, so important. And I really want you guys to come and be a part of this. And if I didn't share this with you, I'd really, I would be, amiss if I didn't. I mean, this is something that I really wanted you guys all to have and to make a decision if you think this is for you. Now, I just want to show you up at the top. I'm going to put the link to the to this page here that you see below the video here. And what you can see right here is there is a about 53-minute video where Brian lays this out in even more detail, where you can get more of the information. So what I really want you to do tonight, guys, for Doc's prescription is just go over and look at this. Check it out. See if this is something that would be good for you. And if it's something that, if you are at the right moment in time right now where you really think that, I need something that's going to take my business to the next level, and I'm committed to making 2014 be my breakout year, where I want to be able to, provide for my family and not have to sit there and worry about, bills going unpaid, worrying about if I'm going to have a job, or now with all this healthcare stuff going on that I'll have enough money to pay for any type of unexpected medical bills. Take a look at this tonight. It's only about an hour of your time, but really look at it with an open mind. And if you do come and you do sign up, I promise you your business will be transformed, and you're going to be around people who are going to do nothing but support you and be there for you. And they are, and I met so many incredible people through My Lead System Pro already that I'm so proud to call my friends. So guys, let's make 2014 be the best that it can be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off the phone here tonight, or get off the webinar, and I want you to right now go check out this video, okay? And click on the link below, and I hope to see you at Members Mass Leadership Journey. Talk soon. Bye bye.